Hello everybody, welcome to my newest review, and as you can see by the title down below, I am giving my thoughts on the newest Devil Wears Prada album entitled 818, so let's get to it. So first off, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the track list. Now, it's actually a fairly long album. It's 13 tracks, which is really awesome because the longer the better in my opinion. And right off the bat, the album starts with Gloom. Now, Gloom is a really cool song. I like how it starts. It's very eerie with synth and electronica parts. It's really cool. And it gets really into the song about 45 seconds to a minute into the song. Picks up really heavy first verse, a lot of fast-paced instrumentals on the go, and it was a slower-paced song. Like I know I said it was heavy, but like usually when Prada comes in with a heavy verse, it's a lot of breakdowns and stuff. But it wasn't necessarily just breakdowns in this song. It was more of a steady pace of a heavier-sounding instrumental set with Mike's vocal, because this is just Mike's screaming song. So it was a good way to start off the album. Now track 2, this is called Rumors. I really like Rumors. It's actually an awesome song. It had a really heavy intro, a super catchy chorus. I mean, when the chorus is coming on this album, they really work, and they're pretty catchy. I really liked it because it was the first time you get to see Jeremy's vocals on the album, and I really liked Jeremy as a vocalist ever since I first started listening to him, and it was definitely a good way to keep the album rolling. I really thought there was a great mix of cleans and screams on the album, which makes this big standout track. So the track 3, which is called First Sight, but I want to talk more about track 4 called War. Now, when I first heard War, I was actually really impressed because there was just something very unique about this song. It started off very slow instrumental-wise and very different. You know, it's hard to say exactly what was the mix of instrumentals, but it was a great mix of everything that was kind of slower and enjoyable. Now, the first verse was just strictly, I'm pretty sure, Jeremy on vocals. It didn't exactly sound like him, but I don't see who else they'd be using on an album. Either way, really like how it started off, because the first part of the song was just cleans, very softer sounding, and it picked up about halfway through the song and got heavy when it was just Mike for the rest of the song, you know, so a lot of heavy screaming as well as heavy instrumentals, which really made the song go from really slow and progressive really fast and heavy, which is awesome progression. I really dig that song. So track 5 is 818, but track 6 is called Sailor's Prayer. Now, Sailor's Prayer was an awesome song. I thought it was really fast-paced and had a nice few breakdowns in it, so it was really cool, again, to see that older style of Prada with cool breakdowns, which sounded different. Maybe it was just the production quality, I don't know. Sounded different, so it was really enjoyable. I liked it. And there was a good use of cleans on this song. I thought it was a great mix of the use of instrumentals on the song, as well as the very maybe slightish bit of clean vocals on the song, but it worked out. Okay, so halfway through this album, we get to, you know, pretty much the halfway point, track 7, Care More. Care More is a really awesome song. It sounds like it's going to be really heavy, but it turns out to be more of a softer sounding song, because you get to this build-up point with the electronic and the synthy parts and, you know, softer instrumentals, and you feel like it's just going to go into a breakdown, but then no, it stays more of the slower pace with just clean vocals from Jeremy. I really like this song. There was a slight bit of Mike in this song as well, but there was not a lot of screaming, which I thought was interesting because Prada does not do that as often anymore. So again, you know, just something really great that sticks out on this album. So the other half of this album is really cool and it features a lot of great songs, though I will say I enjoy the first half more than the second half. Martyrs was track 8 and one of the more known songs as well, because it was released by the band. I'm not sure if it was the first, second, or third song, because there's like 3 songs released before the album actually got put out. And so yeah, Martyrs was a cool song. It was one of the heavier, darker songs, I will say, that was more like Dead Throne, and it really stuck out for a lot of people, I'd say, who were more into the darker, more grittier Devil Wears Prada. So yeah, to finish up on the tracks, you know, there's a lot of cool ones that stuck out, but again, like I said, first half was way better in my opinion. Track 9, Black and Blue, and then track 10, Transgress. I found it funny that track 11 was actually called Number 11, so I found that pretty funny. Overall, a pretty good song. Number 12, Home for Grave. You know, pretty catchy song. You know, the second half of the album has their more mix of heaviness with a slight use of clean vocals on most songs. So yeah, it's definitely more of the Prada sound that you're used to. Okay, so yes, the Devil Wears Prada have released their new album entitled 818, like I talked about. This is the first studio album they put out in 2 years, since 2011, so it's really great to hear some new studio stuff from the band. I really enjoyed this album and thought it had a lot of great things to offer. Their last release, Dead Throne, which came out in 2011, was definitely a darker, more grittier Devil Wears Prada. Mike's screams were different, instrumental set was different, everything was pretty much different in my opinion. I felt like they went for a much darker album back then, and I figured with this album coming out, it would have been more of the same sound set as they were going for a darker sounding Devil Wears Prada. Now, I will say there were some aspects that really stick out to be Dead Throne, but there was also a lot of other sounds on this album that feature more of like an older Prada sound, like Plagues and With Roots Above. The Devil Wears Prada have been one of my favorite post-hardcore slash metalcore bands since I first heard Plagues, like back in 07, 08, I'm pretty sure. And you know, when I first started getting into heavier music, Prada was one of the first bands I got into. And I feel every album they have released has featured something different and unique they can give to their fans, and 818 is no exception. There are a nice few standout tracks on the CD, as you heard me say earlier. First half of this album just really sticks out in my opinion. Second half is cool, but I dig the first half a lot more. Some of my favorites and stick out tracks on this album are Rumors, War, Sailor's Prayer, and Care More. The Devil Wears Prada did a great job on this record. Like everything else they released, it's really awesome, and I'm sure, like me, a lot of fans will be pleased and, you know, more than happy to buy this record. I know that I've never been disappointed by a Prada release, and this with this release, I feel like a few more listens and I'll be into it a lot more. Like I said, maybe a little bit more in the second half of the album, I'll get more into it. But yeah, first half caught me right away, and second half will probably catch me after the next few listens. In my opinion, I really think that the Zombie EP will be the best Prada release ever. It was just flawless. As a rating, I'm going to give this album an 8.5 out of 10. A great release from the band and just a great effort overall. If you're a CD collector or a fan of Prada, definitely pick up this album when it comes out. I'm going to link it down below so you can pre-order it, or you can find out where to get it and or listen to it. That's pretty much all my opinions, guys. If you want to talk about the new Prada album, let me know what you think down below, as well as what albums you want to see reviewed next. And until I see you again, I'll see you again. Remember, it's music for today, music for tomorrow, and music for life. Peace out.